Hi, John. How are
Hi, how are
you?
you?
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. Another one of your just absolutely brilliant movies. I mean,
Oh,
I'm a big fan of your work already. And as
thank
soon
you.
as we see Eve in the first sort of shot of the film, we know we're at home already with that kind of uplifting
hmm
story. Can you talk me through this screenplay for starters and how this story came about?
So yeah, I had been, thinking a lot about my own mother and that relationship, and I guess I was thinking like, is there a way I could put that into my stories, or without offending anybody, or without getting too into memoir writing or anything like that. And I was thinking of that, and I one day saw this dumpster, and I took an amplifier out of it that somebody was throwing, and I brought it home and fixed it up. And I thought that's an interesting thing. What if it was a guitar, and what if somebody pulled the guitar out and retooled it, and that instrument came into her life. And through those two things, those two sort of avenues started to kind of move towards each other. And I thought, what would it be like for if that was a mother and she was bringing a guitar home to her son, but her son didn't want it? That sounds like me. So I found a way in to making a musical personal to me, but universal in that we're all children of someone or parents to someone. That's the hill. That's all 8 billion of us there.
Yeah, it's another one of your healing through the means of music again. And I just think at this moment in time, this is the kind of thing we need. I want to talk to you about casting Joseph Gordon-Levitt in this, who I have to say, when I first saw it at Sundance, I didn't know who was in the cast. And I was very surprised to see him. And I was like, oh, that's who it is. And how was it working with him in that role?
Yeah, it was great. He was the perfect match for this film, and we both find ourselves in a reasonably similar point in our lives. We're parents suddenly, and we're in the movie industry. I mean, him a lot more visibly than I am, but we both love music, and we're both interested to find a way of accommodating our love of music in our filmmaking. And it's nice when you meet somebody that lives 6,000 miles away who happens to share something like that. So that was one of the big factors in casting him. He just sort of understood what it was like to have music in your life as a therapeutic, sacred kind of space, and to try and bring that a little bit into your work, into your main job, and make that sort of make that work together.
What comes first for you when you're writing something like this? Is it, do the songs come first or does the story come first?
Now the story comes first, and because I think that if the songs come first, then you're trying to kind of artificially structure a story around songs, and it gets a bit jukeboxy. So I find, get the story and get the world and the town and what you want, and then start to think about how you're going to build the music to tie it into the story and lock them in so that they're kind of connected.
I absolutely love your films, and I think Begin Again is one of my favorite romantic films. And is there anyone in particular in Hollywood, any actor in particular you would absolutely love to work with in the future, perhaps?
There's so many. Trying to think of. I mean, God, I'd love to work with Tina Fey. I'd love to
Oh,
work with Christian Bale. I'd love to work with. I mean, so many, but I mean, I love faces, and I love their faces because they're kind of funny, but beautiful. There's something, I don't want to say flawed, but I'll say it. Just not conventionally perfect about those faces. And again, with Eve, I just love the way her face looks. It's funny, and she's got so much character on her face, and there's so much she's prepared to give. With just, you could kind of watch Flora with the sound down. I think you'd still kind of get it just from her face, which is what cinema is really about.
I think that's what's the most likable thing about her is how real she is and
Yeah,
how that is a real representation of what being a very young mother.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what made me fall in love with that character straight out. And I just really quickly want to ask you about working with Eve. How was that experience, and how was it sort of getting her to sing through? Because she's not a professional singer, obviously.
No.
So I just, how did that work out?
It worked out great. She was she saw the movie in the same way that I did, you know, which is that it's not about the singing, it's not about opening your mouth and being, you know, Beyonce or anything. It's about the risk of singing, and the risk of writing lyrics down, the risk of putting on a guitar and opening your mouth and going and doing it. And so she saw it very clearly that it wasn't about winning a bunch of awards or becoming the greatest songwriter or singer in the world, because we've seen that story countless times and we're familiar with the rags to riches thing, and you know, Flora from the Flats sings and suddenly she sounds like Aretha Franklin. Nobody's going to buy that nowadays. And Eve really got that.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you so much again, and I think this is another success for you, and I absolutely love the movie. And
great. Thank you very much.
Your other movie.
Cheers.
So
thank you.
Good luck with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!